Hello, everyone. Good morning. It's already a few minutes after 11:30, so we will get started, and whoever has not joined us yet, they will grace us with their presence as they arrive. Good morning, my name is Mackenzie Jones. I use pronouns she, her, and I'll be helping Katie Knight and the rest of the Covenant Committee lead this service today. I will start with our opening. As you are welcome here. Visitor, friend, or longtime member, you are welcome here. With little children or your partner or alone, we joyfully welcome you here. You are welcome here as believer or doubter, as joiner or loner. You are welcome here, feeling a part of us or not, full of energy or not, seeking a vision or a rest. You are welcome to join us as you are. We acknowledge that we are in the Aboriginal territories of the Salish, New Perce, Blackfeet, and Anishinaabe people who shared the Helena Valley as hunting grounds. The indigenous story of the Helena Valley began long before the arrival of Europeans. We honor those who walked here before us. We honor the path they have shown us in caring for this place for generations to come. We strive for justice and fair relations with their descendants. We will now have our chalice lighting, and Karen will lead us in that. We all say together in your OOS, thank you. We gather this hour as people of faith with joys and sorrows, gifts and needs. We light this beacon of hope, sign of our quest for truth and meaning, in celebration of the life we share together. Thank you, Karen. We will now sing, and you may stand as you are willing and able. Will you join me on this journey? And the insert is in your OOS.
Will you join me on this journey? It gives me strength to take your hand. The road is long, sometimes I'm weary. Will you take my hand? We'll send love to the earth through the soles of our feet. We'll send love to the souls of all the people we meet on this journey. On this journey, we'll help justice roll on down to the sea, providing the waves so that all can be free on this journey. On this journey, will you join me on this journey? How I need to hear your voice. So many times I can't find the words. Will you sing to me with your lovely voice? We'll send love to the earth through the soles of our feet. We'll send love to the souls of all the
now have time for joys and concerns. And as a reminder, a time to share private joys and concerns will occur after streaming has concluded at the end of the service. Does anyone have any joys and concerns to share?
Good morning. I'm Marianne, and everyone has been very good about signing up for helping with services this year, but May is pretty open. I have a clipboard. You could sign up, see me after the service. That would be really helpful. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Karen Stevenson, and I have a correction to make in the announcements. Marianne happened to notice that there was a documentary that is coming up on PBS, and it's about Evelyn Cameron. And she put it in the announcements, and it was on the online announcements. I don't think it's on the paper one today. And I just wanted to make the correction that I was in the documentary. I was a silhouette actress in Evelyn Cameron that was really a beautiful, beautiful documentary, and I encourage you to see it. I think it comes on Tuesday night or something. But I did not write that, and it seemed like the way it was worded that maybe I wrote it, and I did not. The two producers on PBS were the ones that researched, wrote it. I got the job because I could ride a horse. But I also did travel the state, and I did write the script for a one-woman show where I did portray Evelyn Cameron. So that's the two differences. Not the PBS documentary did I write, but I wrote the other one, and I performed under the auspices of Montana Committee for Humanities. It's called Humanities Montana right now. But anyhow, I just wanted to make that correction. I'm not a famous script writer. But do watch the show. And then one of the things that it really features, the cinematography is absolutely spectacular. And Eastern Montana is a very beautiful part of our state, and it captures that as well as Evelyn's story. So that's my joy.
Well, I have a joy today, which is this week, Valerie Hellerman is premiering her film. This has been in the works for so long, and I am really excited to see it. I'm in it. Or at least I was. Maybe I hit the cutting room floor.
Any other joys or concerns to share today? My joy for today is I just came back from Hamilton, Montana to see one of my friends in the Hamilton Players production of Guys and Dolls. And I just am so grateful for the wonderful theater, music, and creativity that Montana brings to the communities that we have. So to all of the joys and concerns that you hold in your heart, and we will now turn to the offering. And Ken will lead us in the offering, followed by thank you for your loving hands.
Mackenzie is so good. Whenever she's holding the mic, I figure the stage is hers. And if you've never seen her in a production, please take advantage. Sam and Mara, may I borrow you for a minute to help with the collection? Thank you. And Mara, I have something to get you started. Thank you for your gifts this day and for all the gifts of action that make this community possible. If you are visiting, please remain our guest. Your presence to us is your gift to us. And now, if you'll sing along, Thank You for Your Loving Hands, which is in the Open Heart Songbook on page 25.
Thank you for your loving hands, your loving heart, your loving ways. Thank you for the gifts you bring into the world each day. And if you ever doubt yourself, remember us who love you well. We know all the gifts you bring into the world each day. So thank you for your loving hands, your loving heart, your loving ways. Thank you for the gifts you bring into the world each day.
Thank you. And now we'll have a reading from the Singing the Living Traditions, and it's number 468. This is a responsive, so I'll read the unitalicized portion, and if we could read together the portion in italics, please. It's titled, We Need One Another. We need one another when we mourn and would be comforted. We need one another when we are in trouble and afraid. We need one another when we are in despair, in temptation, and need to be recalled to our best selves again. We need one another when we would accomplish some great purpose and cannot do it alone. We need one another in the hour of success, when we look for someone to share our triumphs. We need one another in the hour of defeat, when with encouragement we might endure and stand again. We need one another when we come to die and would have gentle hands prepare us for the journey. All our lives we are in need, and others are in need of us. And now we'll have our story for all ages with Katie.
So I welcome all the children to come forward. Anybody else who's so moved, I need your help. Do you want someone to hold the mic, Katie? That's good. I think I can just talk into it. Yeah. Come on up. Okay, so today we are talking about promises. And I have a book that is a book about promises. So in this book, there's some kids who make promises. And what do you think, are there any promises that you've made that you think are important? Do you have any promises that maybe are helpful in your family or at your school? No? Not quite sure? Okay, what is a promise anyway? You love your best friends? Oh, your mama's best friend? That's a lot of responsibility and in a way, a big promise, right? Okay, well, this is a book by Juana Medina, and she lives in Bogota, Colombia, which is a very, very high, mountainous, cold city in South America, in a beautiful country with a lot of different kinds of people. So, this, actually, I'm gonna skip this page, we'll come back to it. So one of the big promises is, I will be kind to others. Is there anybody who's made that kind of promise, something along that line? Very good. Thank you. Yeah, you got to be kind if you're a best friend, right? And Harrison, too. All right. Here's another promise. I will be kind to myself. That's one that my students who are in high school were really surprised about when we talked about always trying to be kind to others. And then we said in a class we were having, I'll try to treat myself the way I would treat other people when I'm being kind, because sometimes we're hard on ourselves. Here's the next promise. I will tell the truth, even if it's hard. What happened here in this picture, do you know? Oh, the ball went into the vase and broke it. And so it might be kind of hard to go to your parent and say, I broke something. But telling the truth always feels better. Here's another promise these children are making. I will learn, I will explore. So how many of you are learning and exploring? I bet you're every day. That's your job, right? That's your big job as a kid, and hopefully you never stop. Very good. Oh, ladybugs. Cool. I will problem solve. There's always a chance, yes. Jess? All right, very good.
Well, we're in agreement with you, Katie.
Yes, problem solving. Okay. I will help those in need. Are you a helper? How many of you are helpers? All right, thank you. I bet. And I'll ask for help when I need it. That's a little harder for some of us. Especially as you get older, you think you should be able to do everything, and you can't. I will rest when I'm tired and enjoy the quiet. You like that? Great. Lowen, you are very participatory. I will have fun. How many people have fun? Okay. Do you have fun? Good. Yeah, that's another one of your jobs. Again, don't ever quit that job. Just always make sure. Yeah, even there. Amazing. I will love others. I will love and protect nature. Ladybugs. What else? Thank you so much, Lowen. And Jaspin, yeah.
You skipped the page.
Oh, I did? Oh.
No, the one before that?
Really? Oh, back here? Oh, there we go. I will love myself. I will love others. And I will love and protect nature. Yeah, Mara. Thank you. I will join with you. That's what we were just singing. Will you join me on this journey, right? To make this a better world. And so I put that first slide at the beginning of the book, at the end now. The fill in the blank. So this is a little form for people to make a promise, right? I, and then you say your name, will try to keep this promise as best I can. So is there any promises anybody wants to make? That's where you put your name, right in there. Yep. Okay. Anything you want to add? Were there some good promises in there? Let's see. I better give you the mic.
Oh, it's weird to hear.
It's different.
You don't have to talk into the mic. What promise do you want to make? Say, I promise to... Mama! You promise to Mama.
All right. Anybody want to add? Okay. Well, the grown-ups are going to work on some promises too next. So thanks everybody for setting such a good example. Number 54, right?
now we will start our message about the proposed covenant, motivation, purpose, process, and impact, shared by the 5 members of the Covenantal Process Committee, including myself, Mackenzie Jones, Karen McLean, Ken McLean, Judy Fiel, and Katie Knight. We will first hear from Judy Fiel.
I'll take off my guitar. This day is actually the culmination of a huge dream for me. Because when I first came to Big Sky UU, I kept wondering where our covenant was. That if we were a covenantal religion, then as a community, we needed a covenant. So I agitated in various ways for the covenant to happen, and it did not come forth. But one day, on a drive back from the Needles in Utah, I was in the truck with Katie and Mackenzie, and we started discussing the importance of a need for a covenant in our UU. And it's happening. So I am thrilled about this. I think that it is something that will strengthen and maintain our love as a community for each other, and will make us more effective in serving the world and serving our community and serving each other. So I'm happy for this day, this Covenant Day.
My name is Katie Knight, and I was one of the people to help get us going on Covenant. And so I want to just update people. Not everybody was there for all the steps of the process, but about 2 years ago, I put out a call for anybody who wanted to help work on Covenant, and there were 4 more people besides myself who came forward. And we had a meeting to plan a strategy for how we could facilitate group process. And luckily, Mackenzie has a lot of experience in that type of thing. It's closely related to her job. And we made a plan that we were going to initiate at that 2022 retreat at Camp Miminogish that ended up getting canceled. We had a couple of different sessions planned for that. And when that didn't come off, we had 2 small group ministry discussions. The first one was, what we did is I photocopied like 6 different wonderful covenants from other congregations that are featured in this report from the UUA. And it's called Unlocking the Power of Covenant. If anybody wants to learn more, this is a great source, but so is the UUA website telling about covenant. And so each small group analyzed a covenant and responded with what they liked about it, maybe what they didn't like, and I took all of that input from about 25 people and drafted a very preliminary covenant that included everything. And then in the next May, that is, less than a year ago, the small groups looked at that lengthy draft and gave input, what they liked about it, what they didn't like about it, and each small group took notes. Well, about a month ago, the 5 of us got together and we really poured through all of the feedback from those small groups, and we put together a covenant that we felt included everything people felt was important, and we organized it and sequenced it. It came out in an email this week, and it's also inserted in your announcements. So tell me if you haven't had a chance to read that, and we'll give you a minute here. Okay. Almost everybody has looked at it. It's in an insert on the opposite side of the paper from the lyrics to Will You Join Me? So I want to share just a couple of things about covenant from this book, and then I'm going to turn it over to my colleagues on the committee. So several different Unitarian ministers got together and really tried to explain covenant. One said that the principles and covenants together are the lenses through which members of our faith view truth. One suggested that the 7 principles unite us ideologically, while covenants prescribe how we will be together relationally. While another put it this way, a covenant is a within-looking process, and the principles bind us to the association of congregations. That's the whole UUA. Still another said, covenant is the process, and principles are the content. So covenants address humility, forgiveness, and mercy, which are not mentioned in the principles. As Judy said, because we are a covenantal religion, not a creedal faith, this covenant is the glue that holds our fellowship together. And it's important to keep in mind that a covenant is a living document. Many congregations revisit their covenant annually. They may revise it, or they may reaffirm it. When we are going to be asking you in the next couple of weeks to vote this covenant up or down. We're hoping not to have to go back and try to do any more editing. And remember, when you would vote it up or down, it doesn't mean it can't change in the future. Okay, we're trying to get a functional covenant that we can reference, and we'd like to have some input from you, hopefully with a little time at the end of this. So, living experience makes covenant a vital force. And I am going to turn it over to Mackenzie.
So I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the lines that I think are really valuable for what a covenant is, as well as why we chose specific words. So if everyone can open up their insert, and I would love to read it together. And we start with, we, the members of Big Sky Unitarian Universalist Fellowship, promise to welcome all who come to us, respect diversity and accept our differences, commit to equity and justice, build trust through active listening and compassionate communication, make decisions collaboratively and democratically, approach conflict with curiosity and patience, remain in relationship, and respond to tension as an opportunity for individual and fellowship growth. Support each other with loving kindness in times of joy and need. Express gratitude for the contributions of all who serve our community, and recognize that building our beloved community requires learning and practice. Thank you so much, Katie, for giving that overview of what a covenant is and what it should do for our community. I love Katie and Judy so much that even though I did not understand what a covenant was during that drive back to the Needles, I was ready to help them in their journey in creating this. And it's taken me a few years to understand why we need something in addition to our 7 principles. I was skeptical at first. I didn't quite see the value in it of all the time and the effort that we put in, that Katie put in, to building this. But when we met last month and developed this and sequenced it in a way that created this sense of community at the beginning, then led to how we respect each other during times that are challenging, and to how we are grateful for each other in this room, for what they bring to the community and who they are as people. I felt like I want to be a part of this congregation for as long as I'm here in Helena. I feel so proud of this covenant as a part of the church, of the congregation that we are. So there was some feedback about committing to equity and justice, and I think the word was we are acting to support social justice. And some people, that's not how they feel that they give to the world. They want to support others to do the action, and so we chose to commit, the word commit, to equity and justice, because you do that in the way that you feel is right for you and your own heart, whether that is to support financially or to support emotionally, even if you're not out on the streets doing the actual social justice work. The long line, which might sound negative at first when you think approach conflict, oh no, what are we doing? That is actually one of the most important lines of this covenant, because it truly looks at how we are addressing challenges between each of us. And if we don't know how to do that respectfully and empathetically, then we're not really following our principles. So this lines out what we expect for us to do when we are in conflict with each other. To remain patient but curious about the other person's experiences and their challenges. Remain in relationship with them. Don't turn away, don't turn off, don't shut down. Please try to do your best in remaining in that relationship so that you can at least come to an understanding that will eventually support growth of yourself, of that other person, or of our fellowship in general. And lastly, one of my favorites is to express gratitude for the contributions of all who serve our community. Every one of us here contribute to this community, and it looks so different. So we didn't want to have specific items in here. We wanted that to look like what you feel like you contribute and what we believe that you all do, even just being here on Sundays and giving your spirit to us. So thank you. And with that, I'll pass it off to Karen.
I was not sure we needed a covenant when I joined this committee, believing the 7 principles were enough. Yes, the 7 principles do guide us well. But after the 2016 election, the brutal state legislative sessions, and then the pandemic, when those services at the fairgrounds had scary small numbers of people, I realized that BSUU needs something more. We need something that will hold us true to a collective integrity, no matter what happens. I feel I'm safe on solid ground when my path is illuminated by a promise I make to myself. Likewise, there's safety and solid ground on a promise we make to ourselves and each other. I see these covenant statements as guiding tools that serve the 7 principles. When I promise to welcome all who come to us, and I respect diversity, accepting our differences, then how I affirm the inherent worth and dignity of every person, the first principle, that comes clear to me. When I find myself in conflict with a BSUU member, which has happened, we can hold to our promise about that and be curious, patient, remain in relationship, communicate clearly, and grapple with each other in love. All of that gives new meaning to how we accept one another and encourage towards spiritual growth. The third principle. You'll notice in the very last item in the covenant, it says, recognize that building our beloved community requires learning and practice. This isn't easy. The path of a spiritual fellowship is never easy. It's not like the Monday morning meeting at work, where we figure out stuff like who's doing what shift and who sweeps the floor or types out the minutes. There's no existential issues there. And most of us in this particular culture would rather just keep our decision-making processes at that level, like who wants to sweep the floor? It's a lot easier that way. But those are not the challenges we're up against. And religions tend to want to go deeper, and the problem with a lot of the churches out there is that they are hindered and distracted by dogma and creed. But we're not, and BSUU digs deep. We do ponder the meaning of existence. We wonder how to change the direction of human history. We explore how to preserve life on this planet in the face of climate change. We explore how to alleviate suffering on the whole planet and suffering that happens here, now. We need courage. We need strength. We need the bright light of commitment holding us together. Because together we can stay together and really make a difference. And now I'll hand it over to Ken.
There's another aspect to covenant that I gleaned out of this same book on unlocking the power of covenant. It really is a great resource. This is about accountability. Covenants are the grounding practice of accountability to one another. One definition of covenanting is the process of the members learning to live together in loving and supporting relationships, or right relation. Human voluntary communities usually establish guidelines and expectations for the right way to live with one another. But knowing is not enough. We almost always need reminders, reinforcements, and repercussions that bolster these norms if we are to abide by them. That is the purpose of accountability. When we speak of being accountable to our fellow human beings, what we are really describing is accepting responsibility for our actions, thoughts, intents, and outcomes. Accountability might be defined as the degree to which you can articulate why you do something and be answerable for doing it. Covenants have accountability at their core. This is what gives them their power to transform individuals from a jumble of free spirits doing whatever they want into communities of people who are guided by a set of agreed upon norms and expectations. Voluntary self-created norms of conduct allow the communities to do more together than individuals can do alone. Accountability is the binder of covenant. It holds the covenant together and gives it strength and durability. When we were going through this process, I pondered how our fellowship will be different after we have this covenant in place. What I concluded was that we may look the same, but I believe we will feel different inside. We may experience a deeper commitment to the fellowship and each other. I kind of likened it, if you could imagine the covenant like car insurance. We all have cars, or we ride in cars. We may not always think about it unless something happens and we need it. But we feel safer, more confident to be out driving or riding among other people. This covenant is like our insurance while we are in community with one another. And now we'll take a minute for a silent meditation.
You've probably all experienced some form of a thing called pair and share. So we're just going to give you a couple minutes to turn to a person near you and share a little bit about how you think this covenant would impact you or the fellowship. Okay, I know that wasn't very much time, but I want to pull us back together here and encourage you to continue the conversation at coffee after the service. Are there any pairs who would like, you have something you really want to share right now in the form of a reflection? Does anybody have?
I've been warned this might not be a universal concern, but it's my concern.
Oh boy.
I was looking at this covenant, and I will say out front that I think it's a good thing. It seems like a very straightforward set of principles to guide us in our interactions with each other. And I have to say, I've had some experiences in community that have adhered to these suggestions with a very good outcome. I know they work. And The thing, though, that feels missing to me is the biggest picture I can conceive of, which is, here we are, these little tiny specks of dust on this gorgeous blue and green planet, spinning through a cosmos of unbelievable, expansive unknowing. And I feel like it's important for the humility of my spirit to see that, and to know that my contribution with love as my guiding principle supports that life. And I don't know if this is the right place to put it, but that's what I think.
I'd like to support the covenant, pro-covenant. As a person who gets up there regularly and says things like, religion's what you do, not what you believe. This is how you do it. This is the work of our religion. So I really am pleased with y'all's work. There's some things I'd put in it, but also I didn't put the work in. I wasn't on the committee. So that means that I'm called to be around for the time where we revisit it and add things or take things away in the future, but I think it is a wonderful start.
Hi, this is Catherine. We were talking about the longest line there about conflict. And I think if I could say it in one word, so one thing we were looking at is, does this actually also represent when you need a boundary? Because sometimes not everyone can approach conflict with curiosity and patience. So how is that going to be taken care of for the safety of our community?
My name is Pam, and I really am thankful for all the good work you've done. It was really very well done, and I love those active verbs. My question is, what does it mean to vote it up or down? Is it consensus? Is it only the members voting? Is it the whole community voting? I mean, I guess it's a process question.
So the democratic process, I think, would imply majority, and those who are eligible to vote are members.
I'm pleased because I feel like it helps me, it includes me, and it's really easy to feel like you're kind of out there, and so I feel like I have a little family here, and that's fun. I like that.
Well, as we know that UUs could do this for many, many hours, and so that's why your committee has kind of asked for it up or down, and we're very happy to have a revision time when this or the future committee is ready to take it on. Yeah, we're kind of short on time here, Cass.
I wanted to repeat what Marianne said, which is the idea of an annual review is really good.
Yeah, it is good. Okay, we are going to have a song now. Let us rest assured. It's Open Your Heart Songbook number 34. Please stand as you are willing and able.
I want to give a little background on this song, which I wrote at the Russell Lockwood Leadership School, where I was imprinted with the idea of how important covenant is in a covenantal religion. Ironically, we had quite an incident at one of our schools about covenant. And the original words were, "Our covenant binds us." Bind is one of those words that has kind of some major conflicts of meaning, and I could not write "Our covenant binds us." I wrote "Our covenant holds us," and I hope it does. Our covenant holds us, let us rest assured. Our covenant holds us, let us rest assured. We are free and not alone in our covenantal home. Our covenant holds us, let us rest assured. Covenant filled, let's see, wait a minute. Thank you. Whoever wrote this book didn't do a good job putting it right. Our music fills us, let us rest assured. Our music fills us, let us rest assured. We are free and not alone in our covenantal home. Our music fills us, let us rest assured. Revelation draws us, let us rest assured. Revelation draws us, let us rest assured. We are free and not alone in our covenantal home. Revelation draws us, let us rest assured. Our heritage guides us, let us rest assured. Our heritage guides us, let us rest assured. We are free and not alone in our covenantal home. Our heritage guides us, let us rest assured. A loving heart heals us, let us rest assured. A loving heart heals us, let us rest assured. We are free and not alone in our covenantal home. A loving heart heals us, let us rest assured. Our principles challenge us, let us rest assured. Our principles challenge us, let us rest assured. We are free and not alone in our covenantal home. Our principles challenge us, let us rest assured. Our sources inspire us, let us rest assured. Our sources inspire us, let us rest assured. We are free and not alone in our covenantal home. Our sources inspire us, let us rest assured. Justice calls us, let us rest assured. Justice calls us, let us rest assured. We are free and not alone in our covenantal home. Justice calls us, let us rest assured. Our people lead us, let us rest assured. Our people lead us, let us rest assured. We are free and not alone in our covenantal home. Our people lead us, let us rest assured. Our chalice unites us, let us rest assured. Our chalice unites us, let us rest
is number 473 in our Singing the Living Tradition hymnal. I'd like everybody to read this with me. Everybody there? It takes a while. Love is the spirit of this church, and service its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Do we have any announcements that are not in the bulletin? All right. This is the end of the recording. Do we have any